Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the Jimmy Neutron Movie.
Got a blast!
Yes!
And we're sure you all know this iconic movie and later TV series.
Yes!
This movie follows 12-year-old genius and not criminal mastermind
Right!
Jimmy Neutron,
Far
who
from
sends a message to aliens in space. They receive it, and then they come to Earth and steal all the parents in Retroville.
I don't think that went as you thought it would.
Right. So Jimmy unites all the kids in town to save them because they're the kids in America.
And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click future updates on future podcasts and all the pause videos.
Yes. I remember when you started watching this, you were given the movie as a gift and a disc with some episodes by our uncle.
Yes. And it's hard to believe that this was like real early 2000s, like beginning of 2000s. Because when you see the movie now, and people were talking about it like recently, two people started watching it again, I was like, wow, the movie still holds up. It's still pretty timeless. The only thing you're kind of concerned is like some of the inventions now, most people have probably already done now with better technology, but it really doesn't have anything dated about it. The story's still fun, the characters still fun, the jokes are still hilarious, voice actors still, you still think they were great, and the music choices they had, which I guess were popular at the time, were still catchy, and all of them were done by kids.
Yes, and we watched it for the umpteenth time again before this podcast.
Yes, just to make sure we remembered everything.
Right, and as you said, it does still hold up. You still laugh, you still enjoy it, and at the time it came out, it was something new and different.
Right.
It wasn't being done as a trope and done all the time. What would happen if all the parents disappeared?
Right.
No one had ever done that
Right.
in an animated series. And I like how they had it at first. The kids were happy, woohoo, they were partying, they were eating everything, they were drinking, they were staying out all night. And then after a while, it was like, I need supervision. I want my mommy.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how to make lunch. And that was really funny because there was also a big lesson with it that you really don't see a lot now. When they do these types of stories now with parents being gone, it's only kids, it's more of a dystopian type story, and the kids are surviving on their own. Now they kind of can handle themselves, which is a bit of a bad message.
And they end up being happy the whole time.
Yeah,
they don't miss being at home. They don't miss the parents. They don't miss their friends.
They seem to be, they really are better off. And it's like, well, this is not a good message for if younger kids are seeing it. You're kind of thinking, look, you can handle yourself as long as you have other kids like you around. It's like, the reason why this was different is because they really did care about the parents, despite them not liking the rules and stuff they had for them. Once they realized how much they needed them, they really did want them back. There was like, okay, we need them back now.
And I also like that not only did they work together, showing teamwork, of course, but each of them show they could be useful and think and be creative.
Right.
So Jimmy's known for being the inventor.
Right.
But each one of them, I should say, had a purpose, had a use in this movie.
Right.
And even Nick, at first, he was like the cool guy. And all the girls are swooning. He had his lollipop. And he saw the giant chicken, and he ran like hell. And
it's
never
like
seen
a girl.
again.
He said, okay, we need another plan, probably a necklace one.
And that was also a lesson. It's like, yeah, you see him like this. They didn't really know him. This is what they projected, and this is what they got. So there were so many little messages in here, but they were fun. They weren't beating you over the head with it.
Right.
They weren't preachy, but the messages got across.
Right.
And it was really fun for me seeing Jimmy and
What? Goddard? The dog or
well, of course you've seen them, but no.
Oh, his friends?
No, the blonde who likes him.
Oh, Cindy.
Yes, Cindy.
Oh gosh, you don't have to go all
just
over.
Passing comments and insulting each other.
Right.
And it
the
was
banter.
nice to see them actually. She's opened up to him, and she let him know she was afraid, and he
Yeah.
talked to her. So it was nice to see them do something.
They actually acted like kids. They acted like real kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't believe I couldn't remember her name. Oh my God.
Right. As much as we watched the show and the movie.
You know, I was remembering the actress's name.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
not her name. It's like,
wow. Okay, that's actually funny. And another thing about it is that you don't see really other kids' parents until like the end of the movie when they save them. But in the beginning, you see Jimmy's parents. Another thing that stood out for people is that usually this like Dexter's lab where the genius part and the laboratory and all the inventions, all the stuff is a secret. But in here, they know fully well about his lab. They know about his inventions. They know he does this stuff all the time. And they try to keep him grounded. Like, you know, you can't go off into space and do some of these things because you got to have a curfew. You still got to eat dinner. You don't talk to strangers. They still have these set rules for him as parents. Even if he's a genius, and he still tries to sneak off and do it. And it's no secret to them.
And his dad, Hugh, is hilarious. It's like you wonder how he is not like this.
Right.
He's around him all the time, and he's like he's off.
Rocker.
He's just really off.
Yes.
It's like he's somewhere between his mom and his dad.
Right. And it is funny because when we got to the show, sometimes the shows tend to change like the feel from the movie. And the show really didn't do that, but it only shifted a little bit, like in the characters a little, and then towards the end of the series they went off the rails with these crazy, hilarious storylines. But the thing about the parents is that, you know, sometimes you have the case of having the not so bright dad. Well, in here for the movie, you know, yeah, he wasn't bright all the time, but you could still have an intelligent conversation with him. He wasn't like so far off you're wondering how is he functioning.
And he would give him good advice.
Yeah. Sometimes he would have trouble finding things to say because son's a genius, but there are times he actually was helpful. He did talk, he did care about him, and he will put his foot down just like the mom was. So that was also different to see since, you know, the series sort of laxed on it a little bit, but he was still more of like the fun dad.
Definitely. And there were so many fun moments during this movie. I think one of my favorites of all is when they use all of the amusement park rides and they take off into space and spaceships. That was just freaking creative.
Yes.
I loved it, especially the big Ferris wheels.
The tilt the spin and everything. And then you
pour Carl.
In a butterfly. And it's funny because when they get to space, one, they never question how they can breathe in space, and when they did, they kind of talked over so you never knew. Right. And the other thing is that some of the kids wanted a break when they take a break on a moon or a planet or something, and it's the kids that are on like the tilt-a-spin, and the ones that are just constantly going around and around and around. They're like, okay, can we take a break? We'll switch with you if you want. We need a break. And they're just like, for like hours, they've been spinning around in a circle, and they're getting sick. I'm like, we need to stop somewhere. But it was funny because all of them had the rides that appeal to their personalities.
Yes. And another favorite part, even though it's a dark part, is they showed the aliens not being goofy and friendly like they were done in so many cartoons like Looney Tunes and so forth.
Right.
I mean, yeah, they had the assistant that was stupid, Martin Short voice, but
and the
leader,
villain,
they weren't jokes.
Yeah.
They were coming to eat them. They wanted to eat the parents. They wanted to eat everyone on Earth. They weren't joking around.
Yeah.
They wanted to take and wipe all the people on Earth out.
Yeah.
And normally
chicken.
Do
the chicken.
Series, that wasn't done.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, oh, goofy, ha ha, he, I'm your friend. We come in peace. No, not this time.
You're thinking that's where it's gonna go, and the first thing is they look delicious. So like, oh, okay, that went south fast. And then on top of you have Patrick Stewart doing the voice of the king.
Yes.
And yeah, they look goofy, and the chicken is kind of goofy, but yeah, everything else is played straight. So that was a surprise to see, and not some weird shenanigans with the aliens.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, this is a serious situation.
And a third one, and the final one I'll mention is the chicken dance.
Oh yes. You're like, wait, is this a ritual? No, it's a ritual.
But it's just really one of the best movies that came out of that decade as far as being an animated movie. It's unforgettable, and you can just watch it over and over again and still enjoy it like you've never seen it, even though you know everything that's coming. Even though you know how it's going to work out. As you mentioned, the music was great. Music was perfect.
And it was all kids. All kids were in the soundtrack. They didn't use any adults for singing the song. They used all the songs that were made by kids at the time, which was actually really creative. That really wasn't done.
So we know that you have seen Jimmy Neutron and the Jimmy Neutron movie, which is what we're discussing. So let us know what you know. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and let us know what you liked best about this movie. Have you rewatched it since you originally saw it?
Right.
And if you have not seen the Jimmy Neutron good luck finding it. Because
Yeah.
it's not streaming as far as we know.
I think
It's
they
not
want
on
you to go
Netflix.
Paramount Plus. Because
Maybe.
it was on Netflix at one point. I think they want you to go on there because they own it.
And for a while now, it's been really difficult finding the series, the episodes, or anything connected with this show. I don't know why.
Yeah, and only now they just released a complete series set. So now you gotta find that.
Right. So,
Be sure to like, subscribe, click notification bell, updates on future podcasts and on the pause videos.
yes, and let us know if you also agree it was one of the best openings for an animated series as well.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching Mask Entertainment.
And Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace. Got a blast!